How do I get what I want? If you've just heard me say that, and you're thinking, I don't know what I want, check out this video up here. I'm Mikiah Storm, and today we are exploring the question of how do I get what I want? This is a pick a card reading, and today we're using 4 of my Sacred Geometry light language necklaces. We have the Puzzle Integrator for deck number 1, Puzzle Integrator Alteration for deck number 2, another Puzzle Integrator Alteration for deck number 3, and a Water Navigator for deck number 4. Which one of these decks most resonate with you when it comes to this question? You can locate the timestamp both in the comment section and in the description box, along with a link to my Etsy page where you can find my Sacred Geometry art, and also links to my other pages too. So, without further ado, let's jump into the first deck. Deck number 1 with the Puzzle Integrator necklace. The animal spirit who is here to aid you in the answering of this question is the unicorn. A magical creature, a horse with a horn, a being who is unique. Like the black sheep, the unicorn is a horse that is different to the rest, and you, an individual who is different to the rest. There is something unique about you, a spark that no one else has. And the unicorn is asking you to express that individuality through creativity, imagination, play. How do I get what I want? Explore your inner child, the mystical aspects, the magical aspects of yourself, all of the possibilities that are available to you. See, you're entering into a new phase. There's a lot of change going on in your life. And this is leading to some new questions. Ones which your inner child can answer for you. Now you are the parent of your child, the mother, the nurturer. And whether or not you are male or female, we all have these different qualities within ourselves. Be kind, supportive to the child within yourself as she or he creates new things, because they are helping you to get what it is that you want. Trust that the unicorn is guiding you and that each piece of the puzzle is coming together in right timing. You will get what you want. Trust, and it happens. Imagine, and it happens. Believe, and it happens. And so it is with the inner child. That is how you get what you want. If you have enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to check out the video about how to know what it is that you want for more information. I'll see you next time. This is deck number 2 with the Puzzle Integrator Alteration. How do I know what I want? Let's put this simply. Focus on you and what brings you joy. Because you're an individual who is sensitive, who picks up on the emotions of other people. And this can be people who are around you, say in a room, people who are further away from you also, someone who you might be talking to, even someone who you have never engaged with before. Often people like this are labeled as empaths, sensitives. They have a high degree of perception in certain areas. And for you, one of those areas is clairsentience, the ability to feel what other people feel. And what can happen with people who have this ability is that they feel so much of what other people feel that they take it on as if it were their own feeling. And then they feel responsible for it. And it becomes a burden. And so begins this hyper-focus on what other people want rather than what you want. How do you get what you want if you're not focusing on what you want, but what other people want? So the first step is focusing on what you want. Now I can see here that one of the things that you focus on when it comes to other people is their loneliness. Now this is something that you can sense within them. Sensing when a person is feeling lonely, when they're feeling distant, disconnected. Now I'd like you to ask yourself, how do I feel this way? It could be very subtle, but it's a necessary question because it brings the focus back to you. Often when we are attracted energetically to feeling particular energies around us, there is something unresolved within us that creates that kind of connection. It's why we have such an affinity for picking up on certain things, because we're seeing that mirror going on with another person and ourselves. Feeling the loneliness within another person, you're feeling so much compassion, so much empathy for that person, because there is a part of you who has also felt this way too. And often when we're feeling it strongly, it's because there's a part of us who still feels that way. I just want to quickly jump into describing a phenomena that is experienced with clairsentience, and that is a mirroring effect of emotion. Now I mentioned it before. It's like, so you see someone and they're feeling lonely, so then you feel lonely, right? How do we know if this is something that is within us presently, or if it's an echo from something we've experienced in the past, and by seeing it in another person, the body is saying, hey, you're familiar with this, you know what this feels like, versus it's in another person, you see the loneliness and you react in such a way where your body says, oh, someone's feeling lonely, I feel lonely too. And right, it's a very different feeling. So what I'm trying to say here is it's necessary for you to identify what is present for you. And it's likely if you are noticing this loneliness in other people a lot, and it's causing a very strong emotional reaction within you that you feel in your body quite intensely, then there is a part of you who also feels that. Because if that weren't the case, it would be subtler. It's like it's like a ghost versus a live person. A ghost is like the shadow of a thing, a memory of a thing, the essence of a thing, whereas the human, it's physically there, it's very tangible. And this is that slight distinction that I'm making here. So I don't want to go into this too much. If you would like some more information about this, please just drop a comment below and we can have a little bit of a chat about it, and I'll let you know a little bit more. But the key part here is recognizing your emotions and other people's emotions, bringing the focus back to yourself, and also bringing some joy into it for yourself. Because you're someone who has been through a lot, and this is why you can recognize things in other people, is because you've had so many different experiences that you've accumulated this wealth of information about them. So something you might often ask yourself is, how can I use my experience to help other people? And this might be something that you want. But to truly get what it is that you want, if what it is that you want is to support people, it's necessary to lighten the load of some of that responsibility that you've placed on yourself to do with the duty of taking care of other people. Focus on fulfilling yourself before fulfilling other people. Create that connection within yourself with the parts of you that feel lonely, and bring joy to those aspects of you. If you need help, ask for help, because no one can do things alone. How do I get what I want? Focus. Focus on what you want and have more fun. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to check out the video about how to know what it is that you want. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Deck number 3 with the Puzzle Integrator Alteration. The question of how do I get what I want is a tangled web for you. It's convoluted and twisted. Let's just say it's a little bit like being stuck in a maze. You start going one way and you think that it is the direction to head in, and then you hit a wall and have to turn, hit another wall, turn again, and this keeps happening, and you realize that you've been going around and around in circles. You see, the mind here is in a loop, a rumination loop, because there may be one thing or several things that you're focusing on that don't seem to have a clear answer. And no matter how many times you go back over it, it doesn't become clearer. So what do? How do you get what you want in this situation? The key is to get out of the mind, get into the body, and start taking action. And this is clear with the Courage card. The spider spirit is with you and is saying to trust your creative spark, particularly when it comes to writing. Release all of your ideas, the thoughts that are going around and around and around in your mind. Put them onto paper, type them up, and ask the spider for assistance. Spider, what do I do when it just seems like I'm hitting walls? Spider, How do I get what I want? Spider knows that there is only so much that you can focus on one particular thing, because sometimes it is not the time for that thing. Trust the flow of where it is that you're being directed to go. Seek assistance if there is anything that you're doing that you haven't done before, whether that guidance is from spirit or from someone else who's familiar with what it is that you're doing. Get what you want through bold, courageous actions. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading. If you have, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, check out the reading that is about how to know what it is that you want. I'll see you next time. This is deck number 4 with the Water Navigator. We have a watery theme in your cards. Water Navigator and a humpback whale. Water and water. And expression, which is also a blue color. The humpback whale says that music is an important part of your healing and your well-being. The Water Navigator speaks of emotional fluidity, navigating through the waves of life, expression of feeling, expressing emotions, particularly through music. And that can be listening to music, playing music, writing music, listening to sounds also. So this could be audiobooks, frequency tones, affirmations, speaking what it is that you want, singing what it is that you want. This is how you get what you want. Also, to assist in getting what you want, you have the aid of the animal spirit, the humpback whale, but also, greater than that, you have an affinity for animals, a connection. Being around animals enhances flow for you in your life. It's like a person who feels more connected, more at one with themselves when they're in nature. For you, you have that same feeling with animals. Surround yourself with animals if you can. Now, if you have a pet, spend time with them. If you don't, call upon assistance from your animal spirit guides, because you have closed one door and you're entering into another. The emotional expression is necessary in order to let go of the past and to step into the present and future. Releasing and receiving through expression. This is how you get what you want. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to check out the video on how do I know what I want. And I'll see you next time.